Hello, listeners, and welcome to another episode of the program Empowering the Next Generation for Future Innovation. This is the seventh episode in the series, and it is airing on your favorite online radio, Hammergate Radio Communications. I'm your host and friend, Adeola Gbadebo. In the last two episodes, we've been talking about transgenerational leadership, and we've spoken about what transgenerational leadership is and how it's a deliberate strategy adopted by the top and most successful organizations in fostering growth and sustainability, and also to continuously remain relevant globally. We have also had a case study of three Fortune 500 companies by reviewing how their growth and sustainability has been positively influenced by transgenerational leadership. We actually selected General Electric, Walmart, and Microsoft Corporation. We have reviewed General Electric and Walmart. Today, our focus is on Microsoft Corporation. Let me start with the words of Maya Angelou, which says, "The mark of a true transgenerational leader is not how high they climb, but in how deeply they plant the seeds of greatness in those who will follow." I want to begin with the background story on Microsoft Corporation, which was founded by Bill Gates and Paul Allen in 1975. The company has undergone significant changes in leadership, and each generation of leaders contributing to its success and sustainability as a Fortune 500 company. In the early years, Bill Gates served as the CEO, played a pivotal role in establishing Microsoft as a leading technology company. Under the leadership of Bill Gates, Microsoft introduced the MS-DOS operating system and later developed the Windows operating system, which revolutionized the personal computer industry. Bill Gates' vision for Microsoft focused on making computers accessible and user-friendly, which played a crucial role in companies' growth and dominance. Bill Gates wanted computers to be accessible to everyone and to make computers something that everyone would be able to operate, to make it essentially user-friendly. Now, so as Microsoft continued to grow and expand its product portfolio and global presence, new leaders emerged to guide the company. Steve Ballmer succeeded Gates as CEO in 2000. During Ballmer's tenure, Microsoft saw a significant diversification of its products, including the launch of the Xbox gaming console and the expansion of its enterprise software offerings. The Xbox was like in response to some game consoles that have been on ground, like the PS, the PS games, and so the Xbox was also one, and it did quite well in the market. Ballmer's leadership focused on driving innovation and expanding Microsoft's reach into new markets. In 2024, Satya Nadella took over as CEO, making a new era for Microsoft. Nadella brought a fresh perspective and a strong focus on cloud computing and artificial intelligence. These are some of the, and you will see as we go on, the progression in what each person how each of them haven't taken on the mantle of leadership, the new things they introduced, and how those new things have contributed to the growth of Microsoft Corporation, and how it has helped it to remain relevant till date. So he also emphasized on a mobile first, cloud first strategy, and successfully transitioned Microsoft from a primarily software centric company to a cloud based platform provider. Under Nadella's leadership, Microsoft has seen tremendous growth in its Azure cloud platform. That's the name of their own cloud platform, the Office 365, and other productivity tools. Now, some of the things that Nadella focused on are tools, how Microsoft tools can help improve and increase productivity. So, transformational leadership has played a crucial role in Microsoft's sustainability and growth. Each successive leader built upon the foundation laid by their predecessors. They continue to build on the foundation laid by their predecessors, even though they also brought in their own unique vision and strategic direction. The continuity of leadership allowed Microsoft to adapt the changing market dynamics and embrace emerging technologies, ensuring its relevance in the rapidly evolving tech industry. Some of the steps that Microsoft took, if they did not respond in those and did not move towards that direction, maybe today Microsoft will have gone into oblivion. It could have been one of those companies that did not do the appropriate thing, didn't envision the future properly, and by now they will have faded out. So transgenerational leadership created a culture of innovation and collaboration within Microsoft. So one of the things that the company did was to encourage every employee to think creatively, experiment with new ideas, and embrace a growth mindset. That approach has enabled Microsoft to continually develop and deliver innovative products and services to meet the evolving needs of their consumers and customers. Through these effective leadership transitions and a commitment to innovation, Microsoft has established itself as one of the most successful and sustainable companies in the world. Its ability to adapt, capitalize on emerging technologies, and continually deliver value to customers has solidified its position as a Fortune 500 company. Now, I want to delve into some of the CEOs and their notable achievements, some of the CEOs that have been in. So we start with Bill Gates, who was CEO from 1975, which was from inception to the year 2000. Of course, we all know that Bill Gates co-founded Microsoft with Paul Allen, and he served as the CEO until 2000. Under his leadership, Microsoft became a global technology leader, developing the MS-DOS and Windows operating system. Gates played a key role in expanding Microsoft's product portfolio and establishing it as a dominant force in the software industry. So, the major achievement that Bill Gates did not only lead the organization to prominence, he also was able to expand it, and they developed different products to satisfy the customers. Now, in the year 2000, after Bill Gates left, Steve Ballmer took over and he was CEO until 2014. He succeeded Bill Gates as CEO, and during his tenure, Microsoft expanded into new markets with products such as the Xbox. I spoke about the Xbox, the gaming console earlier, and Azure. Azure is the cloud platform, is their cloud platform. Ballmer oversaw the release of Windows XP, Windows 7, and Windows 8. I'm sure those of us who, especially those of us who use the Windows operating system, can relate to these names. He also led Microsoft through various acquisitions, including Skype. So Microsoft acquired Skype, and Skype is a communication platform, so it was acquired under that. Now, in 2014, after Steve Ballmer left, Satya Nadella, who is currently the CEO, took over. He has led Microsoft through a period of significant transformation. Under his leadership, Microsoft has shifted its focus towards cloud computing, artificial intelligence, and other emerging technologies. Now, if you look at this trend, you will notice that these are the things that's what we do in the technological world. They are the in thing now. Cloud technology, artificial intelligence, emerging technologies, immersive and virtual reality. These are things that are common, that they are the real deal in the current day technological market. And these are the areas where Satya Nadella has also helped Microsoft to expand into. So he spearheaded the acquisition. So under him also, Microsoft acquired LinkedIn and GitHub. We all know LinkedIn. And it's owned by Microsoft and GitHub. And he successfully positioned Microsoft as a major player in cloud services with the growth of Azure. Azure is their cloud platform. Now, I don't just want us to talk about what they achieved as CEOs. I also want to tell us about the positions that each of these people held previously and how they continue to grow within the Microsoft Corporation as an organization, how they began to grow. Because they didn't just come out. And so transgenerational leadership, they rose through the ranks. And you would remember, I did say that most of these organizations that have adopted this strategy always produce what we call homegrown leadership. It becomes a part of their succession planning to grow their leadership from within. And there's an advantage in that, but I leave that to succession planning experts like Adair Tolo-Modara. So I want to start with Steve Ballmer, who was CEO from the year 2000 to 2014. Of course, he took over from Bill Gates, and we all know that Bill Gates started with Paul Allen and others. But before becoming CEO, Steve Ballmer had held various positions at Microsoft. He joined the company in 1980. 1980 to the year 2000 is about 20 years. And he had been in the company for 20 years before he eventually became the CEO. Now, so when he joined, he was their first business manager. That's one. Later, he became the vice president of sales and support. In 1992, Ballmer was appointed executive vice president of sales and support. And in 1998, he became the vice president. He became the president of Microsoft. Now, you will see that these people had held various leadership positions until they became the CEO. And that's exactly what transgenerational leadership talks about. And don't forget that transgenerational leadership is one strategy that we are trying to talk about that can be adopted as a way of empowering the future generations. Yeah, so as at the time that Steve Ballmer joined in 1980, he probably didn't know that he would eventually rise up to become the CEO of that organization, of the great organization. But as time went by, he was able to move and grow from one level of leadership to another. Let me talk about Satya Nadella, who now took over from him in 2014. Now, so prior to becoming CEO, Satya had held also several key roles. He joined in 1992. And he's been in the company before he became CEO in the year 2014. He had been in the company for 22 years. He's been in the company for 22 years. He initially worked on the development of the Windows NT operating system, and then he served as the senior vice president on research and development for online services division. He also oversaw the development of Bing, MSN, and other online products. He also served as the president of the server and tools division before being appointed as CEO. As we can see, this transformational leadership has played a significant role in the growth, sustainability, and relevance of the Microsoft Corporation. Is it about the vision continuity, where the transitional leadership ensures continuity of vision across different leadership epochs? Microsoft founders Bill Gates and Paul Allen laid the foundation with a vision to put a computer on every desk, in every home, on every lap. But this vision has been passed down to subsequent leaders, such as Steve Ballmer and Satya Nadella, who have adapted it to changing technological landscapes while maintaining those core essence. Now, what we have seen is that even though they had different and they have different successive leaders, but their main vision of the company, which is putting computer on every, in every home, on every desk, has been maintained. That vision is still maintained till date. Other things they are doing is to enhance that vision. They continue to innovate in such a way that that vision continues continue to be supported and made it even more important. Now, Microsoft also focuses on innovation. They have an innovation culture. Each generation of leaders emphasize the importance of innovation and has implemented strategies to encourage it within the company. So this allowed Microsoft to stay ahead of the curve in technology and maintain its relevance in the industry. As long as you're encouraging innovation, and like I said earlier, that Microsoft told they encourage all the employees to think out of the box, to develop new, to be creative, be innovative, bring on new ideas and all that, so that they can stay relevant in the industry. Now, and that's an innovation culture. So that's what transgenerational leadership promotes, a culture of innovation. Because as new sets of leaders take over the organization, they come with their new ideas and all that. Now, you can also talk about adaptability. Microsoft has demonstrated adaptability to changing market conditions and technologies, and that's how they've been able to move from just being a software company to offering cloud services and other emerging technologies that are into AI and all that. So you can see that they're adapting to different changes. So different leaders brought their unique perspectives and strategies to navigate shifts in the industry. Now, so every time there's a shift in the industry, Microsoft is either they are part of the people pushing the shift, or they are rising to meet the competition every time. And it could be the internet, the rise of the internet, or cloud computing, or you want to talk about artificial intelligence, you want to talk about immersive and virtual realities, name it. Microsoft Corporation has been involved. Now, they've also been very much involved in talent management and development and management. These people came in as young people, and they have occupied different levels of leadership and all that. If we look at the Microsoft Corporation's their organizational structure and the different roles and leadership levels created within the corporation worldwide, including in Nigeria, we will see that there is a way that they've been able to develop talents and manage those talents, and then use those talents to move the company forward. Now, they are also customer focused. Every leader that became the CEO and across all leadership levels, you will notice that their focus is on improving the customer experience. It is about the customer. It's about meeting the customer's needs and delivering value. leaders have emphasized this importance of understanding customer requirements and building products and services that addresses them effectively. These are what we call the customer-centric approach has helped Microsoft in its relevance and competitiveness in the market. So if you're still with us, it's still Amogate Radio, and we're still talking about empowering the next generation for future innovations, where we've dovetailed into transgenerational leadership. And today we've been reviewing the Microsoft Corporation, and we've been talking about their leadership transition from inception in 1975, where they were led by Bill Gates and Paul Allen, until present day, where they're being led by Satya Nadella, and the different products and the different innovations, the different introductions and markets, different products they have been able to produce, they've been able to introduce, and how they have continued to innovate in order to stay relevant in the technology market, and how they've transitioned from being a software development company who produces operating systems, who does develop operating systems, and they want the operating system to run on a desktop computer and laptops, which makes the use of computers user friendly to people, so everyone will be able to operate it. They actually led the transition from the mainframe computers to the personal computers. So as we bring our review on transgenerational leadership to a close, I want to talk about a few stumbling blocks to transgenerational leadership and how we can address those stumbling blocks. One of the stumbling blocks is generational differences. So each generation have different values, different communication styles, and work preferences, which can create conflicts or misunderstanding within the leadership succession process. There is this, I was talking about communication style. We used to talk about when we were young that our parents will look at us in a certain way, and as they begin to look at us, they are communicating something to us, and we can actually pick those things from the way they are looking, and then we will go and adjust. But you will understand that these days such look may not necessarily work on these Gen Zs. So when you look at them, and then you can look at them in a certain way, children will tell you, like there was a day I looked at my children in a certain way. I wanted them to get the message, and the younger one just said, "So that's why you're looking at me like that." Now, we must understand that communication style may not work for everybody. So communication style, that generational difference can be a stumbling block. There are also people who are resistant to change. The whole generations may resist handing over leadership roles or adapting new ideas brought forth by younger generations, leading to stagnation and reluctance to innovate. Lack of succession planning. Now, succession planning, many people have an opinion about succession planning, and they think it's only about planning for their retirement. But succession planning is bigger than that. It's actually a process whereby you develop your leadership, and you ensure that there's no gap in leadership at any point in time. Things happen. People can leave your company. If they leave and they are holding very sensitive positions, are there people that can immediately step into it? So you need to also, so lack of succession planning can be a stumbling block. Inadequate or poor communication, I said so earlier. Entrenched power structures. There are some existing power structures in organization that may resist change in leadership. That will make it difficult for younger people to ascend the leadership ladder. Failure to recognize emerging talent. If you don't deliberately look out to discover talents. If you don't deliberately, which is also a strategy under succession planning. Insufficient mentorship and development opportunities. Mentorship and mentoring actually plays a significant role in transgenerational leadership. It plays a significant role in it. Now, there may be cultural diversity issues, differences in cultural backgrounds, perspectives, experiences, and so some things in my culture may be acceptable, in another person's culture it may be an insult. And if I, as a younger person, dealing with someone in another culture and I behave that way, it may tell me that I'm being rude to them. So if organizations have short-term focus also, it's also a stumbling block. Now, so addressing these stumbling blocks to transformational leadership requires a multifaceted approach and fostering understanding, communication, collaboration, and inclusivity. Now, so one of the things we need to do is to promote intergenerational dialogue, engaging both the old and the new generation, put them together and let them have a dialogue. Encourage open and respectful communication channels where members of different generations can share their perspectives, experiences, and ideas. And make sure it's you have regular scheduled meetings and workshops or mentoring programs that can facilitate intergenerational dialogue and understanding. I said earlier, you need to implement a succession plan. Implement succession plan. Develop a structured succession planning process that identifies high potential individuals and high performing individuals from all generations. Provide them with mentorship and development opportunities, and that ensures a smooth transition of leadership roles over time. So provide mentorship and coaching, creates inclusive leadership practices, foster inclusive organizational culture that values diverse perspectives and contribution from all generations. Invest in leadership development. Deliberately invest in leadership development. Encourage collaboration and teamwork. Address biases and stereotypes. Blue is for boys, pink is for girls. That's a stereotype. Address biases and stereotype. Biases may be towards some people of a certain ethnic group or religious group or religious sect and all that. Those biases and stereotypes must be addressed. You have to address it. You also need to embrace diversity and inclusion. You need to understand that there is wealth in diversity. As we have diverse views and we have diverse backgrounds and all that, when we bring it together, it gives us, a stronger. We become stronger because of those diversities. Then lead by example. Leaders should model inclusive behaviors, demonstrate a willingness to learn from younger generations, be open-minded, stay agile and adaptive. Now, implementing these strategies, organizations can overcome these stumbling blocks to transgenerational leadership and create environments where leaders of all ages can thrive, collaborate effectively, and drive sustainable success. Dear listeners, we have come to the end of today's episode and the end of our study and discourse on transgenerational leadership. For feedback and questions, you can send us a mail on contact@theamogate.org, or you can reach out to us on WhatsApp at +234 810 999 6666. That's +234 810 999 6666. To listen to previous episodes, check our show reel on MixLR-Amogate. I also want to Invite you to join us on our social media handles, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, all at Amogate. This program airs every Thursday, 5 p.m. West African time and 11 a.m. Eastern time. As I go, I want to leave you with the words of Tony Robbins, who said, "The greatest leaders are not those who seek to be remembered, but those who strive to leave a legacy of wisdom and inspiration that transcends generations." Join me same time next week. From me, it's goodbye and enjoy the rest of your week.